Yo gang, how you doing? Durtybirdz are back here, and about a little over a week into the MLB season so far, and we're renewing our rivalry with the Mets. We won 8 in a row last year to win the division last year, so trying to stay hot versus them. Our first 3-game series with them, it was Shea Stadium's home opener, their final home opener.
Yep.
And going to go to the new stadium next year, like the Yankees, both Mets. No, both New York teams are. So we started off a good game on a couple of days back. With,
they were able to win. Well, they got down 2-0 early. The guy hit that home run, but then it was 2-0 for a while. But then Oliver Perez couldn't hold the lead, and then once again the Mets bullpen blew up as they did last year. They seem to do that a lot, but it's a good win.
I think Moyer had a great bounce back game. The first game he pitched, he
gave up 5 or 6, I think,
like 4
against the Nationals, so that wasn't very good. So
he came back and pitched good against the Mets.
Yeah, he did pretty good. Really stuff. He was really hitting his spots and doing what he needed to do and kept us in the game. And like Utley, he was always on base. He got hit by a pitch 3 different times. I don't know.
That was crazy.
We should have got maybe some retaliation, but
we're a nice team. We don't do that.
Yep, but Utley did. He was on base a lot, and then scary moment for Philly fans when J. Roll slid into second base. We were a little. They say he sprained his ankle. We weren't sure if it wasn't worse. Hopefully it wasn't broken or nothing. But turns out that it wasn't. He didn't play in the next 2 games, but he should be back tonight against the Cubs, hopefully. That
could be a reason they lost the next 2 games with Kendrick and then Eaton last night.
Yeah.
So without him, they lose a lot of people on base with Eric Bruntlett starting.
Yeah.
Who I think had like 1 or 2 hits in both those games, so he didn't do very well. That could have been a big reason.
And then on to the second game where it was Kyle Kendrick pitching for us. He didn't
do very well.
No, they only had through the 7 innings, they only had 5 hits, but he walked everybody in the lineup except for the pitcher. I mean, that's definitely not going to get you.
Can't do that.
I know, you definitely can't do that. Our offense wasn't clicking really either, and of course when you're down by that many runs that early, it was in he didn't even get out the 3rd inning, so it really wasn't good for us, and we just really.
No shot from that entire game.
Yeah, that was definitely our worst game of the series.
8-2, I think it was.
Yeah, that was just
a night.
Everything that we just couldn't do anything right, so we lost that game.
Then the 3rd game of the series, we had a Eaton start, and weren't too sure what to expect from him because even though his first game he started, he pitched pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah. Against the Reds, he only gave up 3 runs, which is
good for Eaton.
Good for Eaton because we know how much he struggles. And but he doesn't struggle against the Mets. He's pretty good against the Mets. He was great last year against the Mets. One of the few teams he actually excelled against. But he came in.
Good again.
Yeah, 3 runs once again. Not bad at all.
The Phillies, they were down from pretty much the whole game. And then in the 7th and 8th, Phillies finally got his first home run of the season for the Phillies.
And Ryan Howard also hit a home run, which was very good for us.
That was big. Tied the game up.
Tied it up at 3.
Win next innings.
Yeah, but a couple times, even in the 8th, 10th, 11th, Utley came up with some runners to score because he just could not drive them in. That
wasn't his night.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't his night. But we had a lot of opportunities to drive in some runs, and we just couldn't do it. And finally, in the bottom of the 12th, Flash Gordon came in, and he gave up a double with 2 outs, but then gave a double to Reyes, and then Eaton just hit one up the middle.
That's
a questionable call because people say maybe Reyes didn't touch the bag. Chris Coons blocked it out. Yeah, he held on to it and he blocked the plate. So he probably didn't touch the plate. It was a good throw from Jason Worth in center, but I guess what are you gonna do?
They argued it, but they're not gonna change it.
But
it's a tough loss.
Yeah, tough loss, but we did lose the series. At least we didn't get swept. We did win the first game, which was good.
Yes.
And just come back tonight, 3-game set against the Chicago Cubs. A pretty good young team.
Hopefully Myers can have a good game. His first 2 games were kind of shaky. Didn't do too good. So hopefully tonight.
Definitely be watching closely what he does and if he comes out. working his pitches and stuff. Like, hopefully he can get his fastball going and stuff.
I think up against Zambrano, but I'm not sure. That's a tough matchup.
That's going to be a good pitching matchup tonight.
Definitely.
If Myers has his stuff going, they should be good. And then, of course, and we'll be pitching Hamels on Saturday, and on Sunday we'll be pitching Jamie Moore. So, decent pitchers this weekend. Should be decent series. Hopefully we can...
Like 2 out of 3, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping.
Because I think Cove's got a pretty good lineup with Soriano and
Lee.
Yeah, Derek Lee or Armstrong, and then they got the Jeffy's newcomer, the Fukuda. He's had a home run in opener last week, and he plays pretty well. So definitely to watch out for them, and just gotta hope Myers can come out and pitch a great game.
All right, that's gonna wrap us up for I think it's week 2 of the MLB. We'll be back with more Phillies as the season progresses, and hopefully they'll get over 500 because they've been at 500, but they haven't been able to cross that yet. So hopefully they can do that, beat the Cubs this weekend, and let's continue to play good ball.
Yeah, we're hoping for a triple threat tonight. Hopefully the Phillies can beat the Cubs, hopefully the Flyers can beat the Capitals, and hopefully the Sixers can continue and beat the Indiana Pacers. So all 3 teams win hopefully tonight, which is definitely a possibility.